So
All right.
For your videos that you publish, do you do more than an iPhone or?
This is it.
That's it.
This
really?
is it.
Wow.
iPhone.
Pretty good.
It takes me about an hour each evening to do them, especially if I've got, you know, half a dozen that I have to stitch together. But this is, the white bike is going home. Home is up in Sedona. So we're loading her up. Well, it's about 10 to 2 on a Thursday, the same Thursday. I did a little work on the on Fred, and first of all, I'll show you that. Look, there's a great huge gap in my shop where the white Norton was. It just went home, so it's on its way back to home. It lives up in Sedona. So Fred is on the lift. A lot of electrical cleanup in this area here, wired in the ignition system. I'll put the rotor down in here probably in a day or so. I had these pipes, these oil lines in my spare, so I put them on. And have the headlight out for working on stuff. And over here, looking good. Cleaned up all the wiring in this area, and in this area, these go to the new assimilator that we're going to put in it. And it's coming along. I guess we've put about 12 hours into it so far. All right. Since I had to redo the ignition switch, and I was being pressed for time to go to lunch, I decided I just lay the parts out. Then I decided, hey, I might as well tell people about the parts. This is an exploded view of an ignition switch, and these are the contacts that get corroded. So let's zoom in on those. You can see how nasty they are. And if I just take that over to the wire wheel, I'll show you what happens when you clean them. That's a bit cleaner. Now I'll take a little fine sandpaper, 600 grit, and polish those up. This is the contact that makes contact with them. I will buff that up and clean that also. So you can see how the difference is, and I'll put this back together. I decided, well, heck, I'll also talk about the dashboard. I'm going to take this decal off, take these lights out. Once again, I have to take these one-time clips off. They're just a pain to get those out, but I have to do it because otherwise putting the new dashboard decals on is difficult. So anyway, I'll do that. And I thought, well, while I'm here, I'll just talk about the rest of the stuff that's used in these electrical systems. These are the switches, left and right handlebar. I haven't done anything with them. That was the plan today, to actually do some work on these. I never got there. So I will take them apart and clean the contacts, much like I did on that guy. All of the contacts in here will be taken apart and shined up, and all of the corrosion will be taken off. In the meantime, these are some parts. Okay, this is a rectifier. Rectifiers take the alternating current, AC current, out of the alternator and convert it into DC current, direct current, that can be used to run a motorcycle. So this is a half-wave rectifier. On bikes before 1975, they had 4 plates, and it was a full-wave rectifier. For some reason in 1975 they went to one half-wave rectifier and 2 Zehners, using the Zehners for the other half-wave rectification. Not sure why. Undoubtedly they could explain it, and it worked pretty good. But anyway, we don't need this, and we don't need these, because we're going to put we put solid-state rectifier regulators in that do the job of both of those components with modern efficiency and dependability. So this unit right here replaces the 2 half-wave rectifiers that were on this bike, plus the one halfway rectifier on the bike and the 2 Zener diodes. In here, this is the assimilator. This is the old mechanical assimilator. In case you've ever wondered what's inside the can, well, there it is, just some very delicate little wires which get hot when the current flows, and it turns itself on and off. They're very much like a flasher with a bimetal strip in there. So nothing exotic, and they say treat it gently. I don't know why. These are caps, small capacitors that work with the old mechanical points. Their job was to keep the points from arcing and wearing out too quickly. So they would hold the charge while the point is slightly opened until it's all the way opened, and then allow the ignition to fire. This is the advance unit that goes behind the points. It's mechanical, and as these weights fly out, it automatically advances this cam, which then opens and closes the points. So all of this is replaced by this or this. Now in the meantime, let's go back to the ranch. Over here, we have a resistor that Norton's only, just Norton's, used to drop the voltage from 12 to 6 volts for the coils. Once again, there was probably a really good reason for that, and I don't know what it is, so you take that out. We don't need it anymore. This is not for any of the British bikes that I work on, but this does replace a fuse if you want. This is a 12 volt 15 amp circuit breaker, and you can put that in place of a fuse, and if you ever have a short circuit, it'll pop open and then reset itself after a little while, so you don't have to worry about carrying spare fuses. I have put that on a couple of bikes, including my own. This is a flasher, a mechanical flasher. You've seen these. And all it is a bimetal strip in here that opens and closes this contact. There's nothing exotic about it. But it is keyed to bikes that have 4 incandescent turn signals. If one of them burns out, that side doesn't flash. The other remaining one on that side doesn't flash. If you add any extra lights, it won't handle them. These are flasher units. These are electronic. This one actually 4 LEDs, but not the ones we use. So these are electronic, and we'll replace this mechanical. You can have 4 turn signals, 2 on each side. You can have 6 turn signals, 3 on each side. You can have 1 turn signal on each side, and these will automatically compensate. And they have the same pinouts usually. These 2 electronics ignition systems replace this setup here. This is a Boyer, old technology, dates back to the 1970s as far as I know. I know I have one in my 1974 Norton that I installed in 1975, and it has never missed a beat. Old technology, yes, solid as a rock. I'm not sure that I have ever replaced one of these that was defective, that had not been accidentally short-circuited by somebody doing it wrong. Anyway, these are solid as a rock, old technology. This is the new vape system, which is the exact same thing. The black box is smaller. The magnetic pickup is encapsulated. This is a nice system. Does the exact same job as the Boyer. Use either one you want. There's also Payson, and I put so many Paysons in so many bikes that people started teasing me and calling me Payson Frank. Unfortunately, I don't have one here to show you, but basically it's a black box and a magnetic pickup and a rotor and 5 wires. The other one on the market is a Tri-Spark. I've only installed one of those. I understand they're really, really good and really, really nice and more expensive. So if they're more expensive, they must be better. On the other hand, I don't think there's any improvement in any one of these over any other of these that you and I, as average Joe average go-to-lunch motorcyclist, is ever going to notice. On the other hand, if you're ever going to take your bike out to Bonneville and try for a world speed record, you might consider the Tri-Spark because they say it's a better unit. Now that's a they say. Okay? They say. And they say is never wrong. Always pay attention to they say. They say knows everything, and they say the Tri-Spark is wonderful. I just say, boy, the Boyer is a great system, the vape is a great system, and the Payson is a great system. You pays your dime, you takes your choice. This, by the way, is a tool. This is a pulse generator from a speedometer setup on some modern car. I don't know what. My neighbor gave me this. You spin this thing with your drill, and it causes a magnetic pulse to be sent out these two wires. And then you can put these two wires connected to either one of these, any of these units, and it will, any of these units, and it will simulate the engine turning over and cause them to throw sparks. And you can check out your systems by supplying magnetic sparks with this little speedometer pulse generator. If you ever want to buy one, just go to your local friendly Napa and say, I'd like to buy a speedometer pulse generator for anything, and they'll probably sell you that. So anyway, this is a whole bunch of stuff that's in the bike. I'll probably put this back together. What time is it? It's right shortly after 2, and I'm tired, and I'm not sure I'm going to do any more work today. But I'll put this back together for sure. And all of this stuff, except for this relay, no, not relay, circuit breaker, this, I'll keep that for future use. I will probably toss this in my spare stuff I probably will never use. Keep those. And then these go back in their respective boxes. But everything over here is unused. It'll all go into the unused junk box for this bike. So that's where we are. And this is the dashboard. I'm going to rebuild it, put a new decal on it, and put 4 LEDs in it. I've got 3 different ways of making that one indicator work. I'm going to try them all, but I haven't received any of the parts I've ordered yet, and we will do that. We'll make a separate video just to show how each way works. Okay? That's where we are. Fred is coming along, making some progress, and I'm going to go in the house and post this, have a cup of coffee, and then lay in my recliner and take a nap. In that order. Later, man.